Hey, welcome to Walk Corner with Guido. Got another replay here for you in my E50. We are on Westfield with a low percentage chance to win, 25%. You're going to lose most of those battles. Not all, of course, but most of them. I'm going to give you an example here of how to turn a low percentage chance to win into a win. And Westfield's a great example of that because what I'm going to do here is I'm going to go to the right place. And it's something that's talked about a lot by good players, but it is often difficult to illustrate to people. Westfield's a great one because if you notice on it, you've got two significantly different spawn points right here at E2 and down here at J2. And often your mediums and lights are down below and most of your heavies are up above, although you can see a couple of the mediums. It's going to depend on how many tanks you got, obviously. In general, this northwest corner is the most important part of this map early. You've got to win it. If you get swept off of it, more than likely you're in a hurting status. What ends up happening though is the red team's low spawn and the green team's low spawn, mediums and lights tend to congregate here in the southeast corner and have a little sniping duel. Sometimes they will also go to the southeast corner of the town and continue with their sniping duel. And they tend to be relatively non-effective until later in the game. What I'm going to do here is head up to the top of the hill up in the northwest of the map and add my gun. If you look at the setup of the teams, they're medium heavy on the other side. My suspicion is they're going to hang out here at the southeast corner of the town and potentially out here with a few tanks up here in the northwest, and there's the T-54. I think, especially if I add my gun up to the top, we can overmatch them, beat them here, and give ourselves a chance. You will notice that right there, the Panzer 58 Mutz is a little irritated. If you were noticing the chat, he was telling me I was doing the wrong thing. He actually shoots towards me right there. So I will go ahead and move up here to the northwest, start working this high area, which I believe to be the most important part of the map early, and has to be won, or at the very minimum neutralized. And our guys are going to start trading. Now the problem with my move here is I got quite the drive. The E50 is a decently mobile and fast tank, so I'm going to get up there relatively quickly, but you can see that the battle's been joined and I am not in it yet. However, the same can be said here for all these guys that are now playing their little sniping duel in the southeast corner of the map. So I'm going to drive up here. I can see that they've got a 110, T49, WZ, the 50-120, which would be nice to get rid of. I think he's already shot and he's on a reload because he's backed up and not seen. I'll show you what I'm doing here. Coming in here, looking. Get a shot here on this WZ. And they've got a lot of guys in that bowl, so they know I'm there now. I really don't want to peek over. There's a Panzer 2 hanging out in the Panther 2 hanging out in the bottom there, so I'm going to run down here. Oh, there you are, Mr. 50-120. Should have a pretty easy time with him unless I continually bounce that very goofily sloped turret of his. Shot. He's got a lot of company. He feels like he's in big trouble, and he is. I take a hit from the 110 who came up behind me. Good move on his part. So he snuck around through that little saddle right there and took a shot on me. Alright, so we'll keep working on these. Come in here, I got this WZ. The nice thing about the E50's gun is it does that kind of thing. It doesn't take a whole lot of aim time. I get a little unlucky, I get not snapped, but shot by the Panther and pinned. A little angle, probably a little too much angle, so unlucky, took 2 hits. I probably gave that one to him by over-angling right there. And now I'm going to continue moving on. Okay, so where are we? We have indeed won the northwest corner of the map. The sniping duel is still going on down there, but looking at the tanks that we have and the tanks they have, more than likely, I'm thinking that side is going to lose. And they have occupied kind of the back edge here with some campers and a couple mediums trying to hold out in the town as long as they can. And we're fairly even. In fact, we're up by 2 tanks. This will be a little tricky because I'm kind of out in the open here. This is the hard part of this move. I've got to get across here and start supporting with crossfire on these guys. Terrible. That was a crit, no damage. I think I got his track. Really angled on the armor, so I'll bounce off that as he backs off that edge. Now I don't want to go blitzing out in the open. I know that Panther 2 is over there. And oh, hey, look there. There's already. I'll just shoot on the move. Unlucky. Would have been nice. Now I'll come across here. I know I'm seen, so I get shot at. I think the T-54 will hit me as well. Lucky there. He tracks me. I'd imagine that was heat, so my tracks ate it. Got rid of the Arty. There's the T-54. Bounce him because he's angled. Probably hit his top plate or his turret. And now we'll head over here a little ways. Now, so things are going to plan, although they're starting to catch up. In fact, they're ahead at this point in tanks. Why? Because this southeast, as I said, rolled up what we had down there. And they have occupied this back edge of the town. That's a great position. They own this high ground over here. They're spotting and they own the bottom edge of the town. So that as these guys, which I wish they would not have done, push in through the town, they get crossfired and sniped from across, plus the guys down below can shoot at them, and it turns out to be a bad deal for them. What I'm going to do then is head over here to the northeast and try to work my way back up around the map and flank them. I could have stayed there sniping, but they're doing a good job of hanging off the back edge. Once I do get spotted, it's possible that they could send tanks over here and start shooting at me. So I'm going to go and sweep up this east side of the map, take some kind of snapshots. These are the kind of shots you need to take while you're moving to a new position. Stopping, maybe, kind of depends on what you're looking at, if you've got the shot or not. But I want to keep moving. I'm just kind of spazzing there. I get lucky on that shot. I'm going to keep moving towards your destination and taking shots of opportunity. We're going to find out that we get a lightweight right here. Bad shot. I hit his track. I'm going to side scrape him a bit in case he does have the opportunity to shoot me, but he's on the run. Don't quite kill him. And now we'll start moving up onto the side of the hill like I talked about. Some fleeting shots on the T-54. You can see now that the guys that I was talking about, my team, pushed down through here, and they're just getting torn up by these guys all hanging out back here. These guys sitting on the back edge. And of course, none of them's going to change what they're doing. They're just going to keep on trying to do what they're doing while they get tore up. Now that was good. That guy got spotted, so that was bad on him. Another bad shot, just kind of fleeting. Probably had a better shot on the Panther 2. Now I get spotted, so I'm actually going to move up towards the bridge here where I've got kind of this high ground blocking me from being shot by the Panther 2 and his buddy sitting on the back edge. This 40T, I don't know what he's doing. That's a bad move. So he dies. So we've got it decent, 4 to 5. We're hanging in there. They are still tearing up my guys up in the lower town. Takes me a while to notice this Panther 2 that just appeared. Get a hit on him. I'm just going to take a hit. And then this T-43 just decides to sit in the middle. I'm going to back up so that I lower myself a little bit as far as exposure to that E50 goes. I actually auto-aim this guy just to make sure my shaky hand doesn't stop me from hitting. And there's those two, both one shots. Now I've got a hold down spot, and we clean them up. Fortunately, my E50 and T-30 lived. The FCM last seen right near where I am, although you'll see that he moves quite a bit. In between them, it's been a while since he's seen. The Leopard's hanging out in the back edge of that hill, and it's just cleanup time from here. So you can see that started down low, looked at the chances for the team, was looking fairly grim, decided, you know, I'm a pretty good player. I think where I need to be is on the important part of the battle, at least initially, which is the northwest, and that's where I went. Instead of just heading to the standard medium spot, at least of what people think is the medium spot down in the southeast, or maybe hanging out over here trying to get sniping damage. Hey, I'm a pretty good player. I need to be up where the important fight is. Maybe I can make a difference. kill one of them, then the leopard's actually going to see me. I get to this bush, I get spotted. Sixth sense is obviously huge. Lets me know I'm seen. E50 doesn't require a lot of aim time. He feels like he's got to move because he knows there's 3 tanks out there. Otherwise, he probably would have just sat there and shot at me. And another lucky auto aim snap. And so I end up with 7 kills, 4,400 damage. Take what looked like a fairly bad game, turned it into a pretty decent game. Just a quick thing about the XVM. I get it. It's not that great. It's wrong, but it's pretty close. You load into a 23% game, you are going to lose well more of those than you win, unless you come up with a plan and give it your best shot. All right, take it easy.